Hey, I have a problem here where I worked it out earlier in the video and made a mistake like at the very end. So I have to trash that video, but instead of doing the whole problem over and possibly making another mistake, I'm just going to walk through what I already have here. I've corrected the mistake. But it says we want to rotate the region created by y equals x plus 2, y equals x squared. And then we're going to rotate it around x equals -1. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the shell method, and we're rotating around something other than the x or y axis. So in the picture over here, I've drawn the straight line y equals x plus 2, and I've drawn the parabola y equals x squared, and we can see where they intersect and overlap here. So I've shaded the region, and what we want to do is we want to rotate it around x equals -1. So something other than the x or y axis. So using the shell method, we're going to use our regular integration of 2 pi from a to b of the radius times the height dx. So everything needs to be in terms of x. So looking at my picture here, trying to fill that in, 2 pi, and the interval will be from -1 to 2. That's the x values that I'm using here. So what's the radius? Well, it might take a little bit to understand, but whenever you put in an x value, you need to be able to get how far away you are from this line, x equals -1. So if I was to plug in -1, I should get a radius of 0 because I'd be on that line. Okay, so if I want that to happen, if I want to create something where x plus some unknown equals 0 for the radius, I need to figure out how to do that. So if x is -1, what would go there? It would offset it. So that's where you see my radius being x plus 1. Okay? And you can check that with something else. If I plugged in 0, the radius would be 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. So from this line of x is -1 over to where x is 0, that is the radius of 1. Okay? And then the height will come from the top line, which is the straight line, x plus 2, minus the bottom line, which is x squared. So the height comes from the top minus the bottom. I clean that up to -x squared plus x plus 2. So with that all labeled out, I'm going to go ahead and FOIL these out, or distribute them, I guess is a better word, and collect like terms. So when everything's collected and ready to be integrated, I'm down here with volume equals 2 pi from -1 to 2 of -x cubed plus 3x plus 2 dx. Integrate that. The function integrates to -1/4 x to the 4th plus 3/2 x squared plus 2x. All that's times 2 pi. Of course, I got my endpoints of -1 to 2. So when I plug those in very carefully, plugging 2 in, I get 2 pi times 6. And plugging -1 in, I get 2 pi times 3/4. Collect that, multiply it out. In the end, the answer I get is 27/2 pi. Okay. So kind of pause that and think about it and ask questions if you need to. Sorry I didn't walk through it all the way, but it seemed like I'd probably make another mistake if I started it all over, since it's pretty technical.